President Trump has been looking for ways to address the coronavirus. He's put Vice President Mike Pence in charge of the federal government response, and Mike Pence has sort of been the face of the effort from within the White House. He's been holding daily press briefings with other members of the coronavirus task force, which includes public health officials, and President Trump has essentially been kind of on the side, but still weighing in very regularly, both on Twitter and in public appearances when he gets asked about it with the press. Most recently, President Trump's focus has been on combating the economic fallout of the coronavirus. So the virus has really rattled financial markets. It's caused people to be pretty on edge about whether they'll need to work from home, whether they'll need to call in sick if they have symptoms. So the president met Republican senators to try and come up with some areas that they could possibly address those concerns, those financial concerns. That includes a potential payroll tax cut. That includes potential benefits for hourly workers who might have to decide between if they want to call in sick and miss a paycheck or go to work while they have these symptoms, which could be potentially dangerous, as well as some other measures to help small businesses and industries like the airline industry that have been hardest hit by this virus.
When it comes to Donald Trump's approval, this question of competence, and when it comes to these sort of exogenous external forces like a natural disaster, a terrorist attack, how an administration responds is critically important. And I think there's some sense, if you look at the latest polling, that public perception of Trump's handling of the coronavirus, the outbreak in the US, is increasingly viewed as negative. So I think it was only early February, about 60% of Americans said that they had a favorable opinion or approved of Trump's handling of the crisis. By early March, that's dropped to about 44%, and I think that's going to be, liable to fall further if this thing gets any worse. And there's a sense that the CDC and the Trump administration haven't been handling things as they ought to. So I think this represents a real threat, potential threat to the Trump administration and the Trump presidency. And we'll see how it plays out in the next 6 months. But I think that almost more than anything else will be critical, that and the economic repercussions. But when you look at his favorability, this is something that we don't pay attention as much to. We look a lot at presidential approval, but when it comes to his favorability, Americans are basically almost twice as likely to have a strongly negative opinion of him than a strongly positive opinion. So it's a little bit separate from approval. And I think, when we think about the effect that has, like how many people would vote for something they didn't like, well, in 2016, a lot of Americans said that they didn't like Trump, but still voted for him because his opponent, Hillary Clinton, was also viewed very negatively. And the same basic setup, I think, will happen in 2020, because we're so politically polarized that, whether it's Biden or Sanders, they'll have strong negatives as well. So it'll be another race between two people that many Americans don't like. And so I think that what will matter is turnout. So can Trump motivate his supporters, and can Biden or Sanders motivate their supporters? That will be a critical question.